By its very nature, homelessness is impossible to measure with 100% accuracy. But based on several surveys of people using transitional housing and emergency shelters, the National Coalition for the Homeless estimates that about 1% of the U.S. population experiences homelessness each year. According to the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans, 12% of the adult homeless population is veterans. Now, this isn't a big city problem. It's happening right here on Delmarva.
Yeah, men and women who put their lives on the line for our freedom are living on the streets. Pretty shocking, huh? Well, one Salisbury man thought so he did something about it. Jerry Black of Salisbury never set out to save anyone's life. In fact, he made a career out of electronics. But several years ago, after successfully kicking alcohol and tobacco addictions, he started helping others.
I had an office downtown where I ran my manufacturer's rep business. And I also allowed people to come in off the street that needed help with the addiction in resolving their addictions.
One man kept coming back.
He was what you and I would look at as the typical stereotype of a homeless bum. He smelled, he lived in the woods, he carried everything he had in the world on a backpack, and he came in and went when he wanted to.
And that's when Jerry found out that this man, who was only in his early 30s, was a combat war veteran.
He had been hit with multiple concussions. So this means this guy had been blown up a lot of times, at least 12 to 15 times, and was in the late stages of Alzheimer's.
Jerry got him connected with the VA, but it was too late.
This was a combat veteran that had given all for his country. He was killed over there, but died over here.
That started a journey that eventually brought Jerry here.
And in 2010, we opened the first small 10-bed shelter up in town and operated there for a couple of years, and then moved down here last year where we expanded into a transitional residence program.
The facility is located on the outskirts of Wicomico County in Quantico. Most of the men are sent here through various veterans organizations.
But they're coming in with horrific issues, traumatic brain issues, post-traumatic stress issues, the unseen scars of war, and some physical disability issues. And they're not going to be able to do what they were doing when they were in the military, and oftentimes wouldn't be able to do what they wanted to do. Maybe it was a lifelong dream when they got out of the military.
Veterans like Jason Gray. The Purple Heart recipient was never homeless, but was pretty close. Gray joined the military right out of high school. In fact, he became an Army Ranger. He was sent to Kosovo in the late 90s, but was severely injured by mortar round.
And after I was hurt there, I came home and I rehabbed from injury, a traumatic brain injury, and after I rehabbed, I was selected for special warfare.
Then 9/11 happened. Despite his traumatic brain injury, Jason volunteered to go back.
I was sent into Afghanistan in 2001 in October. I was one of the 200 that parachuted in Afghanistan to help work with other special operations and special forces to get the Taliban pushed back.
But his injuries eventually caught up with him. Gray was honorably discharged. Like most men who end up here, Jason also suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Every instinct that you had over there that keeps you alive stays with you over here, and it goes into overdrive when you start hearing things that, you know, normally you wouldn't bother you. Loud bangs, car door or car backfiring, or even crowds and stuff like that. You get nervous in that situation. You gotta keep your back to a wall, watch all the open doors, watch all the open windows.
That's where Jason's dog Sophie comes in. Residents at Camp Royal Oak train dogs like Sophie through the PAWS program. They train the dogs to become service animals for other veterans.
We had to come up with something that would serve the veteran and allow them to give back. Vets are all about giving back. There is a brotherhood, there is a sisterhood, and God help anybody that wants to step in there and try to get in between that.
The dogs come to the PAWS program through local animal shelters. This opportunity has helped Jason in two ways. Sophie is Jason's service dog, helping him through the struggles of PTSD.
When I'm asleep, if I'm having a nightmare, she'll come up and she'll lick my hand or put her head on my chest to wake me up.
Jason also works for VSCOA as the PAWS program director. A win for Jason, a win for Sophie. And for Jerry, the answer to a question he asked himself so many years ago: how can I help?
We've saved a lot of lives down here, quite literally. I never thought in a million years that I'd be working with these kind of people, these honorably discharged veterans that are living honorable lives, really capable people. We've touched a lot of lives. So if I didn't wake up tomorrow, I can tell you right now that I served my purpose, I did the best I could, and this program will go on with or without me here.
And Camp Royal Oak and the PAWS program get some support from veterans organizations. Beyond that, the organizations rely on donations. They also sell specialty roasted coffee. You can choose from Bravo Express, Reveille, Stand Down Decaf, and Zero Dark 30. And if you would like to purchase the coffee to support Veterans Support Centers of America and the PAWS program, or to learn more about the organizations, go to our website, WBOC.com. Click on our picture at the top of the page.
What a terrific story. Thank you so much for that.
Terrific guys, I tell you.
That was amazing. You know, while we're talking about that coffee, something that it would probably go great with is what we're making in the Delmarva Life Kitchen today, a sweet salad from the 70s. And it fits right into our WBOC 60-year celebration. Steve Hammond will join us next to help us whip it together.
Well, hopefully we don't need any help in our search for Stryker. Sean, we need clue number 2.
Well, guys, I don't think you're going to need that much help. I have some pretty good clues for you today. Speaking of which, here is your second clue. This town got its name after a political party hosted a rally here. Any guesses? Well, I still have one more clue to help you out. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.